Hello everyone, welcome to our video lecture on Python programming language. So, in our last video lecture we have started the control structure of Python programming. So, there we saw three types of control statement, those are sequential and conditional statements and iterative statements. And under that conditional statements we have already discussed the simple if condition and if else condition. So, in case of simple if condition there was no else block, only the condition will get evaluated, and if the condition will evaluated as true, then the if block will executed, then after the statement which is below the if block that will executed, and if the condition will false, then the statement which is actually after the if block that will get executed. And in case of if else statement there are two blocks. The first one is our if block, that is our true block, and second one is our false block, that is our else block. So, the condition true, then the if block will get executed and the else block will get ignored, and if the condition will false, then the else block will get executed and the if block will get ignored. Then we have left two more conditional statements, that are your nested if and if else ladder. So, in today's class we are going to discuss the nested if and if else ladder statements. So, next come to nested if. So, what is mean by nested if? That means Python allows us to write a if statement inside another if statement, that is nesting of if statement inside another if statement, that is the nested if. So, let us see the syntax. So, first we have to check a condition. Here is the colon. I hope you remember what is indentation. So, we have to follow the indentation. So, instead of writing a statement here, in case of simple if or if else statement, we are writing a statement here, but instead of writing a statement here we have to check another condition. That means we are writing a condition inside another condition, that is the nesting of if statement. So, here we also have to follow the indentation. Suppose the inner if condition holds two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. Next come to the else part. This else part belongs to the inner if. This is our outer if and this if is our inner if. So, we have to write two else part, the first else part for the inner if statement and the second else part for the outer if statement. So, here the else part also followed by a semicolon, and suppose here statement 3, statement 4. Next come to this outer if condition. So, we have to mention an else part for this if. So, we have to follow the indentation. So, here the else part begins, see this is the same alignment and here is the same alignment, this one and this one is also the same alignment. So, for this is the inner if and else block, this is the outer if and else block. So, for the else block is also followed by a colon. Suppose here the statement 5 and statement suppose 6. Next come to here, suppose here is the statement x. So, these are the syntax of nested if. Then how it will get executed? First we have to check the condition. If the condition will true, then the control flows to the if block. So, this is the actually true block. You can see here is the true block and here is the false block. So, this true block belongs to outer if. Okay. Like that, if we consider this inner if, then this is our true block and this is our false block. So, this true block belongs to what? This true block belongs to the inner if. Okay. So, how to execute? first we have to check the condition here. If the condition will true, then we go for the true block. So, what is the true block? Inside the true block again there is a condition. So, we have to check this condition. If this condition true, then we will go for the statement 1 and statement 2. So, if in the outer condition, if the outer condition is true, then where we will go? We will go for the, if this is true, then we will go for the second condition. Then here we come with the second condition, condition 2. If it is true, again it has two parts, one true part and another is false part. So, here also we have a true part and we have also a false part. If this condition is true, then the statement 1 and statement 2 will get executed. So, here the statement 1 and statement 2 will get executed, and after that we will come to statement X. Okay. Like that, if the inner condition will false, then we will go for the else part. So, inside the else part there are statement 3 and statement 4. So, if the condition will false, then we will go for the statement 3 and 4. Next, what is the statement that is after the if block, that is statement X. The next statement X will get executed. Like that, if the outer condition is false, if the outer condition is false, then we will directly go for the false part. So, inside the false part there are two statements, that is 5 and 6. So, here we are executing statement 5 and 6, and after that the statement X will get executed. Okay. So, look at this. If the condition is true, we are encountered with another condition, that is our second condition, and depending on the second condition, which statement will get executed, that will decided by the condition 2. If the condition will true, then statement 1, 2 will executed, and after that the last statement, that is statement X, will get executed. If the condition 2 will false, then we will go for the false part, that is 3 and 4. Next, the statement X will get executed. If the condition will false, then we will go for the false part, then statement 5, 6 and statement X will get executed. So, let us draw the flow chart for the nested if block. First, we have to check the condition, that is the condition that will present beside the outer if. Suppose I am writing here condition 1. So, we have to check the condition. If the condition will true, then where we have to go? We have go for the condition 2. Next, we have to check here the condition 2. Again we have two options. If the condition is true, then we will go for the if block, or if the condition is false, then we will go for the else. This is our nested if block and this is the nested else block. Here we also have two options, true and false. If this is true, then we will go for the nested if block. If it is false, then we will go for the nested else block. And if the first condition is false, then we will go for the else part, that is only the else block will get executed, and after that we have to execute the statement that is below the if block. So, see here how the control flows. The first condition 1 will get evaluated. If it is true, then the control flows from the condition to the outer if block, and again we have a condition 2. We have to check the condition. If it is true, then we will go for the nested if block, and then after we will go for the statement that is below the if block. If first condition is false, then we will go for the false block, and after that the statement that is below the if block will get executed. Again another condition arises, Like if the first condition is true, then we will go for the second condition. Suppose the second condition is false here, then we have to execute the nested else block, then the statement that is below the if block will get executed. So here I have written a program to simplify the nested if control structure. I equals to 15. So the outer if condition is I greater than 10. So I is what? 15. Is 15 is greater than 10? True. Then we will go for the if block, and inside the if block there is also another condition, that is I greater than 12. Here also I am asking, is I is greater than 12, that is 15 is greater than 12. Yes, true. Then I will go for the true block, that is if block, nested if block. So this is the nested if. Here we are checking a condition within another condition. So the output screen will get printed that I is greater than 10 and 12. So the next, where to the control will flow, here the condition is true, so we have to omit the else part. Also this condition is true, so we also have to omit this else part. Then the control flows to the last statement, that is I am outside the if. I am outside the if. So next, change the value. Suppose I equals to 9. I equals to 9. So check, let's check the condition. 9 is greater than 10. No, it is false. Then we will go for the false part, that is else block. Then what will be printed? I is less than 10. So in case of the outer condition is false, only printed like I is less than 10. Next, I is less than 10 will get printed. Next, I am outside the if, that will also get printed. I am outside the if. Okay. So let's change the value again. Suppose I equals to 11. So 11 is greater than 10. True. Then we will go for the nested if. 11 is greater than 12, that is false. Then we will go for the nested else. The else block will get printed, and this if block will get ignored. So the what will be printed? I is only greater than 10. Next, the control flows to the last line, that is I am outside the if. So this is the nested if statement. Next, come to the last one, that is if, elif, else, that is actually known as else if ladder in C programming language. So here we have to check multiple conditions. Once the condition is true, then the statement which is get associated with that true block will get executed, and other ladders will be ignored. If none of the condition is true, then the final else block will get executed. So let us see the syntax. If the condition statement 1. Next, if the condition will false, then we will go for the elif. That means inside the else block we have to check another condition. In case of nested if, we are checking the condition inside the if block. But in case of elif else ladder, we have to check the condition inside the else block. So that's why I am writing here elif, else if. So that means we are combining the else and the if part together. So elif, again condition. Suppose statement 2. If this condition will false, then we will go for the second elif. Again we have to check a condition here. For the true of that condition, suppose statement 3. Next, suppose else, here I have mentioned statement 4, and after here is the here is the statement X. Okay. So, this is the basic syntax of else if ladder. So, what will happen? First, this condition will evaluated. If this condition is true, then we will go for the statement 1. If the condition is true, then we will go for the statement 1. Then after, the control flows to the statement X. Once the condition will true, then we will go for the statement which is associated with that condition. Then after, the control flows to the statement which is after the if block. So, the control flows to statement X. Suppose the condition is false, then we have to go for the elif. Again here the control is the condition is false. Again here we have encountered with another condition. We have to check the condition. If this is true, then we will go for the statement true and the control flows to statement X. If the condition is false, then we will go for the elif. Again we have a condition, we have to check that condition. If this condition is false, then we will go for the else part. If the condition is false, then we will go for the else part. If the condition will true, then we will go for the statement 3 and then after statement X. The condition false, we will go for the false part, that is else part, then after here statement X. So, we can say once the condition becomes true, we will go for the statement that is associated with that condition. Suppose the second condition, this condition is true, then we will go to the statement 2, then after the statement X will get executed. If none of the condition will true, that means condition 1, 2, 3, these 3 condition will be false, then we will go for the last statement, that is statement 4. The last else part will get executed. So, let us draw the flow chart. So, first we have a condition. If the condition is true, then we will go for the statement 1. If the condition is false, then we will go for another condition. Again we have to check the condition here. If the condition is true, then we will go for the statement 2. If the condition is false, we will check another condition. That means here the else part or false part. So, else if. So, combining that else and if, we are writing elif condition. Again we have to check the condition. If this condition will true, then we will go for the statement 3. If the condition is false, then we can check another condition or the last final else part will get executed. Suppose here is statement 4. And after all these things, there is another statement, that is statement X, which is actually after the if, that will get executed. Okay. That will get executed. So, once the condition, suppose let us assume the condition 2 will true. The condition 2 will true, then we will go for the statement 2, then after we will go for the statement X. If none of the condition is true, then we will go for the false part, that is statement 4, then after the statement X. So, let us take an example. Suppose I equals to 10. If I equals to 20, then I can write here print I is 20. Elif, again I have to check the condition. If I equals to 15, then print I is 15. Again elif, if I equals to 10, then print I is 10. Else print none of the condition is true. And here suppose I have printed thank you. So let us execute this code. I is what? 10. Here I have to check, is 10 equals to 20? No, this is false. Then I will go for the elif. That means here I have also encountered with another condition, that is I equals to 15. So here I am asking 10 equals to 15. No, this is also false. Then we will go for the third condition. So that is I equals to 10. Is 10 equals to 10? True. Then I will go for this line, that is I is 10. So my output screen will get printed I is 10, and after that here the condition will true, that is I equals to 10. The third condition is true, then I will go for the statement 3, that is I is 10. Then after the statement 3, the statement X will get executed, that is thank you. Okay. Suppose change the value I equals to 15, then what will be printed? 15 equals to 20? No, false. We will go for here 15 equals to 15, true. Then what will be printed? 15, I is 15. The output screen will be I is 15, and after that we have to go to the last line, that is thank you. So here thank you. Again change the value, suppose I is 20. So 20 is 20, true. The true block will get executed, that is I is 20, and after that, that means here the statement 1 will get executed, and after that we have to execute the statement X, that is thank you. I is 20 and thank you. Again change the value, suppose I equals to 100. 100 equals to 20, false. Elif. 100 equals to 15, false. Then we will go for the second elif. 100 equals to 10, false. Then we will go for the else part, that is none of the condition is true. That means if none of the condition is true, we have to execute the final else block, that is this one. So we can print none of the condition is true. Then after we will go for the thank you. So this is the nested elif else, or we can call it as a else if ladder. So we have learned the simple if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, and the else if ladder or elif else ladder. Next we have two more options, in case of the if block is having more than one statement, then we have to follow the indentation. If the if block contains only single statement, then we will go for a concept, that is shorthand if. So the syntax for shorthand if is if condition then the statement. For example, suppose I am writing if, suppose I equals to 10, if I is less than 20, here I am checking the condition. If I have to follow the indentation, then I can write the statement here. After skipping a tab or after skipping 4 space, I can write the statement here. But in case of shorthand if, I can write the statement after the colon. That means print I is less than 20. So we have to follow this shorthand if statement in case if block will contain only single statement. If the if block will contain more than one statement, then we will go for the indentation. Like that we have another statement, that is shorthand if else statement. That means if both the block, that is if block and else block will contain only single statement, then we can go for the shorthand if else statement. So what is the syntax? The syntax is statement when true, then we have to check the condition if condition else, next the statement when false. So first we have to mention the statement that belongs to the if block, then we have to check the condition, next the else keyword, next the statement which belongs to the false block will be mentioned at the last. For example, suppose if I less than 10, suppose I equals to 5. If I less than 10, then I can print I is less than 10, or if I is greater than 10 or this condition will false, then I can write I is greater than 10. So, the true block contains print I is less than 10, else print I is greater than 10. See, so this is the statement when true, this is the statement, here is the if, here is the condition, this one is the else keyword, and this one statement when false, so this is the statement when false. So, let execute this. Suppose I equals to 5, then 5 is less than 10, the condition here, the condition is true, then the true block will get executed and the output will be I is less than 10. If I am change the value I equals to 50, then 50 is less than 10, false, then we will go for the else part, and the first part that is the statement when true. The if block will get ignored, we will go for the else part, that is I is greater than 10. So, these are the shorthand if statement and shorthand if else statement. So, till now we have completed the conditional control structure, that is simple if, your if else, nested if and if elif else ladder. In our next class we will go for the iterative control structures. Thank you.